Hello, High Levelers, Rio Daniel here. I am really excited to bring you a video regarding e-commerce and building an online store inside of Highlevel. Yes, it is finally here. Wanted to sit back and give you the sort of pros and cons, ins and outs of how this is set up here, show you how you can get this created. In this video, we're going to be covering all of that. But before we get started, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hook a brother up. Subscribe to my channel. You know I'm trying to grow this thing and I need your help to do it. So let's hop into it here. Okay, so here we are in one of my demo accounts. Now, when dealing with e-commerce and online stores, one of the first things that you're going to need to understand is everything regarding the online store and things like that. We're going to get into building that, but before we actually build the website and the store and all that other kind of stuff and do some testing, you really need to understand how the products and what they call collections, which is a relatively new feature for the online store, how those work first, because you need to get those ready, prepped, and really pristine before you can actually start adding stuff to the store, because it's just going to make things so much easier. So having said that, this right here is a test account that I've used called Complete Massage and Spa. So this is one that I actually have a forward-facing website on that we're actually going to be doing live and building this out and building an online store on this particular website. Now, again, this is a demo company, and as you see, I've got just a little blurb that, this is not a real company in case somebody does find this online. It's just for sort of my demonstration purposes only when I deal with massages and massage and spa companies and things like that, to show them what Highlevel can do. But anyway, here what we do is we're going to go to payments. We're going to come over here to products, and we're going to look at the products that we have. So right now, what I've tried to do is show you how collections work. And in order to have collections, I need to have the products created to put in those collections. So these are some of the products that we have. But before we do that, I want to show you and understand collections. Now notice that it has a new feature here, because it is relatively new. Now, collections are really just a way to categorize or to sum up all the different products into different categories to make it easier for people to select a particular category and then drill further into the products to make it easier to find. Now, you may not be able to understand that visually right now. I'm going to show you what that's like when we build the website out and show you the differences between that. But when you create a collection, really it's not a whole lot of information. You just need to get the collection name, and you can add an image, which I do recommend for the collection to represent what that collection looks like. And again, if you wanted some additional options, these are SEO information and things like that. So we have two collections called products and massages. So these are the type of things that we're going to include in the online store. We're going to have different levels of massages, different times that people can have from, if you've ever done a massage, there's like anywhere from like a half an hour to 2-hour massage that you can get. Now, most massage companies also have products that they sell too. So right now we're going to be using collections as a way to separate the products that you sell from services that you actually utilize. And this is a great way to utilize collections on your site, is to represent differences between services and products. So now that we understand what collections are, let's go and see how we use them at the product level. So here you see we've got several different products. We've got massages, 60, 120, 90-minute and 30-minute massages. So there's 4 of those in that particular category that we're going to show you. And then we've got we've got a massage kit. I'm going to blow this up. A massage kit. We've got massage oils, a massage gun, things like that we can have. And I do have this monthly wellness program. I'm not going to be including that, even though you could include like a wellness program or like a monthly reoccurring program that people buy that's reoccurring and has like a membership type site. So you can actually include that as well. I just didn't do that on this one because I already have the membership built into this particular page. If you take a look here, there's already an option for membership here. So that you're going to understand enough for me to show you these particular products and how we use them to build your own online store and completely do this. So one of the things I want to show you is, let's go ahead and just choose the 120-minute massage first. So here's the products that we have. And notice that with the online store, you get this little toggle here at the top. Very important here. Very important. This right here, if you do not have this toggled on to include in the online store, then this product will not be available inside the product list for you to be able to show on your particular website. Now, this is very important because there's one thing that you're going to be able to, I wouldn't say problem, but there's one thing that is an issue with what I've seen so far is every product that you have listed that's included in the online store, all of those products will show up and be listed. So if you don't want them listed on the online store, you have to uncheck this and move it over and not include as part of the online store. And then what you can do later, if you don't want that to be a part of the online store, maybe you want to sell that differently, like through a funnel, then you can actually include that particular product directly on that funnel and sell it later, but you just don't make it available through the online store. So that's a great way, this toggle is a great way to separate those things that you want to sell in the store and those things that you want to keep separate outside of the store to sell in other places like a funnel or another particular web page. So that right there is what that's used for. We have a title, description. Now, the media right here is one thing I want to help you understand. Right now, you can upload a file, and I would recommend all of your products and services have it in a visual representation, a picture to represent that particular service and so forth. Now, you can upload on this, you can upload multiple images. So let's just say you have a product and that product has 5 different pictures to show you maybe a total, let's just say we're dealing with the massage kit. We've got the massage kit, and then we can have a picture of every component in the kit. As far as that's just an example of what we could do here. But you can include multiple different images here, and I'm going to show you where that would show up on the page. But one of them has to be the featured. So one of them has to be the featured, and then any additional images that you include will also show up on the product page. And I'm going to show you where that is too when we get to it. The product page, when you look at that particular product, you will see the first image and all the other images that you can select regarding that particular product. So here is the biggest thing that you need to understand about the collections right here. For product collection, you can select this drop down and choose what collection you want to make this product a part of. Now, the great thing about it is that you see here, you can include one product and multiple collections. Okay, so you can have the product show up in multiple different areas if you want to and completely design it that way. Now, I have, for the examples of this video, all the massages, the 30, 60, 90, and 120-minute massage, all 4 of those show up in the massages collection, and then all the other products show up in the product collection. That's what I have set up. Now, here for the prices, again, we have one-time price. You can set your price if you wanted to, depending on your service. Like the membership option that we chose earlier, you could have recurring here, and that would be fine as well. So one of the things about variants, I'm going to cover variants in just a minute to kind of show you this is a very cool feature that we have. And once you get this created, you can just simply click save and be done. Now, one of the things I want to show you is how to use variants. Variants are a way to represent different kinds of the same type of product. For instance, the easiest way to explain this is a t-shirt. Let's just say if you sell a t-shirt, then you can have a variant that's one variant would be a small, one variant would be medium, one variant would be large, extra large, double extra large. You get the point. So you can have variants on a t-shirt, and then depending upon what they select on that particular product page, the price changes to that particular variant. So if you have a small and medium, maybe the costs are the same for a t-shirt. The large and extra large, that price goes up higher on there and so forth. So for the massage, what I've done here is, if you have never done massages before, there's something called cupping, which is, I won't go into it, but it's a different kind of additional services that you can get with the massage. So one of the things I've included here is I've included the massage and the cupping image. So notice here we've got the massage. This one, I'm going to blow this up a little bit. This first massage is the featured, but then the cupping is an additional picture that can be shown on that particular page. I've got this a part of the product collection, and inside of the variants here, I've got a variant without cupping, with cupping. So these are 2 different prices that you have. Now notice if you have it without cupping, for example, then you're just paying for a massage here. So it's going to be $75 for the massage without cupping. If you want to add cupping to this, let's just say you want to charge $50 more, so it would be $125. So this would be a great way that you can add a variant to your services if you're a massage person, to sit back and add additional services on top of a massage, and then be able to change the price dynamically based upon what variant they select. Now, I know we're talking about this and sort of looking at the product page. It's going to make a lot more sense. Just hold on with me here when we get to the actual website and the page. You're going to see how this all flows through and makes sense. I'm just trying to show you the back-end information here of what you need to do to get set up first before you actually start configuring the website, adding the store, and things like that. So that's what I wanted to do, getting all the products set up. So once you get all of your products set up, you've got your collection set up, you've added all the products to the collections, you've got all the images configured and so forth, then you're good to go. Now we can sit back and go into the site and get this configured. Now, one of the things I also do want to help you understand here is online stores are only available on websites inside of Highlevel. They are not available on the funnel side. Okay, so even though there's a funnel here that I've created called Online Store, I'm not going to walk you through all of it. Just help you understand that when you come into websites and you build a website, I'm just going to extend the one that I've got here. And what I want to do is just kind of open up the home page. You can open up this with any page, but we're going to open up the home page. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit back and click on the elements. And notice over here on the left-hand side, we've got this option for store. Now, the elements inside here that we normally use on a particular web page for products and collections and other things like that that we're going to use to configure the store will not become available until you actually add the store to the page. So this is what you have to do first to the site before it actually begins working. So if we click on store, what we're going to do is just click add to site. Now, again, I want to sit back and specify this add to site is not available in the funnel view. So you cannot have an online store as a part of a funnel. That does not work. So this online store and everything else is strictly for website templates. So again, that's just a little thing that I wanted to pass on to you. So we're going to add this, and notice it's going to go through here. This happens fairly quickly. Notice we already start seeing like a little icon here for sort of a shopping cart that gets added to the header here. It's going to add a few pages, and I'm going to show you what those pages look like here as soon as this thing gets refreshed. and we're going to be able to sit back and configure the store. Now that we've got some of the pages, I'm going to sit back and go back to the website view. Right now, it's going to take you into the product page initially, but I don't want to start with you there. What I want to do is kind of start with you of what has been added. What does adding a store actually do to your website template? So right now, if you take a look here, the site added these particular pages. We've got the product list page, which again was created automatically by adding the store. We've got the product details page. So that page you don't have to create, that's already done. So when somebody creates a product and they want to actually select that product or buy it, they go to the product details page. All of that's pulled in automatically and built for you automatically. You don't have to do anything there. The cart is automatically configured, the checkout, and then the thank you page. So this is what's really nice about this whole setup, is that all of this stuff is already configured for you. All the pages are added, linked, connected, and already done for you, ready to just be customized. If that's the good part. Now let's talk about the bad part. So the bad part about this is that you are going to have to do some customization on these particular pages, because if we edit this, I'm going to go back into the product list page. Notice that this right here this has a generic header on it. It requires a business logo. This is kind of what you would expect to see, but it doesn't have your site's header on it. So again, if we go back and take a look here, I'm going to bounce around here. Forgive me for the refresh of some of these particular pages, but here I'm going to go into this particular home page that we've got. And one of the things I want to do is sit back and notice that this already has a header. It has an image that we've already created. All the menus are already created here. So what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this and just notice just here I don't have this saved. I'm just going to call this header. I'm going to create a global header here and save this in our global sections. This is really great. I just haven't updated this particular template, but now this global header can be used anywhere but just dragging and dropping onto some of the other pages. And it's really good to do that, because what I'm going to do here to get these other pages created, you will need to update those to make them look good and flow into your existing site. So right now I'm going to go ahead and click save. And I'm going to come back here. We're going to be doing a little bit of editing, and I'm really doing this completely on the fly. So I'm hoping everything goes smoothly here, but we're going to do product list. We're going to edit this particular page. So right now here at the top, we're going to click on this section. We're going to come down to global sections. We're going to take the header and just drag and drop. Boom, there it is. The header's there. We can come down to this header, delete it. And now this product list page looks like it fits directly into our site because we're using the same header. Now, one of the things about this, I'm going to do this sort of right now, but this product list is what we're going to use for our store landing page. So I'm going to click on this header right here, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click add item, and I'm going to add this store as a menu option right now. And I'm going to say go to page, and out of this, I'm going to do the product list page here. If you blow this, blow this up, that's going to be the product list, and I'm going to click submit. And I'm going to move the store right here above membership just so that it's right here. Maybe I'll just drag it down one just to make it kind of in the middle here, not underneath membership. So we're going to go ahead and click save. This right here just says, hey, you're changing a global section, because that's going to change all the headers across the entire site. So that's what we're looking for. Now, one of the things about this is all the pages that were created, the product details page, the checkout page, all those pages that I showed you, you're going to have to go through and change the header on all of those to make them look right. Now, that's pretty straightforward. If you've got this already templatized like we do here, we can easily update that. But right now, if we click on this, we're going to sit back and see that this right here is just an element. The element is called product list. If we take a look here to the top right, it's a product list element. And again, this product list element and the other elements I'm going to show you are only available once the store has been added. Otherwise, these elements won't show up. So just to kind of let you know, you don't get access to it if you don't click Add to Online Store. So if you click on this Manage Products, it's really just going to take you back to the products page. It's not really what I want to do. You do have some options down here to change, like the number of products per page. If you want to go from 6 to 9, you could do that. And now if you take a look here, we've got 9 products on the particular page. I'm going to click Save here. But basically, this product list will pull every product that you have in your products list that has the toggle at the very top that says make available in an online store. So all of those products that are in there will flow into this particular list. Now, let me sit back and just pause here for a second. Imagine if you have 10 products, 50, 200 products. Can you imagine if you show this page, and I'm going to pop this up and just take a quick look at it. Notice how we've got all of our products here. We've got all the ones that we have listed in the store. All of these are currently here. Now, the problem is what if you have hundreds of products? People are going to have to come here and go to next, 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 next page. You're going to have to search a lot in order for people to find a particular product that they're looking for. So this is where collections comes in handy. So let me show you how to utilize that. So here, one of the things also is collections is a new feature. Our newer feature. It was built after the online store feature for the websites, and they haven't updated that yet because they haven't created a page yet with a collection on it. So there's a product list page, but there's no collection page that shows you the collections. You can add the collection element. It is available to you, but it doesn't create a page for you automatically. So that's one of the pages. If you do want to use collections, you don't have to use products. We can sit back and just, come into this particular product page here and look at adding collections to it. So let's just go ahead and click on this. Scroll down here and we'll find, I think it's at the bottom here, we've got this collection list. We'll drag it onto the page. We'll come here and just make this go up. So now that we've got this here, you see that you have this collections list, which is different than the product list. Now, one of the things I want to sit back and show you about this may be kind of the cons, is notice on this one right here, the collections, we added this one. Notice that we get this move, copy, and delete option from the page. Here we don't have that. We just have this move option. And let me just kind of blow this up. So up here, for this one, if we click on this one, we get the move, we get the clone, and we get the delete. So we can delete the collection list from this particular page. Here on this one, all we get is the move. We don't get the delete. So for the product list page, you don't get the ability to delete the product list from this particular page because it was built. So that was one of the things I did notice that I wanted to give you a little heads up and warn you about. But again, just take this with a grain of salt. You can easily build another page if you want to and kind of design it however you want. But let's take a look at how you would design and build collections. When you do this, there are 3 collections that come by default. Now, again, this is fairly straightforward. I'm going to blow this up so we can see it. And let me go ahead and I'm going to move myself over here real quick to get out of the way. So if you click on collection 1, notice it's going to come down here and give you a drop-down list. And voila, it's going to give you all the collections that are available for that particular list, for the site that you already have, all the collections that you have. So I'm going to do massages. Notice the collection changes to massages. I'm going to click on this one and choose products. Now, notice on the page over here, I'm going to blow this out. Notice that you get these nice little collections. How massage, we've got this nice image for the massage. We've got this nice image for products that just kind of show you what products are. But now we have this third one right here. Well, we don't have a third collection. So let's go ahead and just remove that. But notice how these two, it's still 3 columns wide. So what we want to do is come down here to this. At the bottom, we want to adjust it maybe to 2, and that just kind of blows up the collections, because if we're only going to have 2 for this page, why not have 2 to fill up the whole page and make it look bigger. So that's just a little helpful hint if you wanted to, just how to adjust this and how to change the sizes of these. We're going to go ahead and click save. And then what we're going to do is come back over here and just kind of refresh this page. Now, when we refresh this page, notice that we get this nice collections. We could change the name of this if you wanted to. Categories, you can call it whatever you want over here. But notice when you do this, if you want to click massages, for instance, take a look down here. Notice you have all the products here. If you go to massages, you click on this for this. The page refreshes, and only thing that you see down here underneath the products list is the product list for massages. So it's a way, in a sense, for users to filter the sites or services or products that you have to make it easier to find things. So this is kind of how you would end up using collections to sit back and do this. So again, if you click products, it would refresh, it would come down here and then just show you all the particular products. Fair enough? So right now we've got this configured. What we want to do is just simply, we've got this saved. We can come back and just publish this and make sure we're going to get this out live, because we want to sit back and do this sort of in real time. So we're going to come back over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a sample checkout here too for this. So we're going to sit back and come over here to the settings area. Notice that this payment option here is set to live. And I'm going to move myself, give me a second here, back over. The payment mode is now going to be in test. So now we can simply use the fake Stripe credit card to do checkout here. And we're going to go back to pages. Here we're going to click on just the home page. And we've got this particular one saved. And we're just going to sit back and make sure we get this one published. Just to kind of update, we should be able to get the site updated here to include the new store option here. So now the store just went live. Since this is a live site, if we click on store, it does take us to a product list, which is what we just saw. We have massages products and all of our product list here. So you see that this is actually operating, and this is a live site. So this went live, and we just simply strictly updated it right now. Now, before we go through the process of actually purchasing something, let me show you what happens if you did want to select something. Let's just say here, if we want to do a 30-minute massage. And what I want to do is show you what that variant looks like. So I'm going to choose this. This is the product detail page. Notice how the header looks like crap. We have to update that. And I'll show you how to do that real quick here, but we only have one image. Notice down here, we've got one image as the featured. If we had 5 images, it would have a whole gallery down here that we could switch through and look at the different pictures. Again, it's just, if we had a description and things like that, it would have everything that we need. We can simply click add to cart. We get this nice little cart feature over here where we can sit back and add 2 of them if we wanted to. Everything else, we could view the cart, we can continue shopping, and of course, we've got the website chat widget here that's kind of getting in the way. I'm just going to click on continue shopping. Now, here's another thing that is a con over this, what I found. And again, I'm not trying to down it. I'm sure their Highlevel is going to fix this, but there's no breadcrumb over here. So notice what you're at the product page, you click add to cart. There's no way of getting back to the previous page other than like clicking back. Then that kind of gets you back to the previous page, or you're clicking on store, but there's no back button. There's no breadcrumb or anything above that takes you back to the previous page, which I think is kind of, bad. Navigation and so forth is very important for an online store. So right now, if we notice it here in the shopping cart, we've got this icon little 1 next to it because it actually kept track of what we've got in here. So I'm going to go back to here. We're going to go down to the product details page. We're going to edit that. Now, we're not going to do a whole lot of things here. What we're going to do is just simply click here. We've got this global header. We're going to add the header section. We're going to delete this header. We're going to click save. We're going to publish it. Boom. That's all we need to do. And now the product details page is going to look much better when we go back and look at that. So if we go back into where we were before, if we want to click refresh, we should see that it has the header and it looks like it's a part of the site now because that's the header. It looks like everything is flowing and looking good, right? So great. So we're going to come over here to the cart. Again, this particular cart page, nothing else that I've seen you need to do here except, just add the header, which again, global sections. We're just going to add the header, delete this guy, click save and publish this page out to make sure that we get it updated. So these are, again, this only takes a few minutes. If this thing is set up right, once you build the online store, it's not that bad, but it is unfortunately just something that you have to go through to get this thing particularly updated here. Now, here's one of the things I thought was kind of interesting. Here on the checkout page for this right here doesn't have a header at all. It just has a checkout page. So you can add the header here if you want to. So I'm actually going to. So I'm just going to click here and go to global sections and just drag the header up in here just so that we have a header on this page to make it look like it all flows. And I'm going to publish that. I did notice that was kind of weird, but that's up to you whether or not you want to add that or not. And then last but not least, we have the thank you page. So if we click on this and edit it, we've got just, again, the thank you. So we're going to come back here and edit this global section. And you just see that really doesn't take a whole lot of time for us to get this updated and have a sort of fully functional site working. So you can see, this right here, if you get the products, the category, the collections all updated, you can get an online store set up pretty quick to get this thing done. So, and again, all the stuff, all the pages are already built for you. So that's the benefit of this completely. So I'm going to go here and now we're going to go back to so right here. So now we've still got this. If we click here in not sure why it won't bring up the online store here. For a cart, that's interesting. I just now noticed that one. But one of the things I do want to show you is the variant here. And I'm sorry I keep talking about that. I did build a variant into the 60-minute massage. Remember, that was with cupping and without cupping. So if we click on the 60-minute massage, now notice here this is how the variant gets represented by a drop-down list. So without cupping, we price at $75. That's just what the massage costs. But then if we choose with cupping, notice that the image changes now to with cupping because this is the image that we use for that. And now the price changes to $125 and we click on add cart. Now, because this actually popped up in here, if I don't want this 30-minute massage, I could sit back and just remove it, keep going down. And if I click down again, notice that once you go to 0, that element automatically gets removed from the cart. So we're going to go through and just continue shopping. Notice again, we're back here with no way to get back to the product list other than going to the store, which again, that's one of the downsides. And then we're going to go to the products here and we're just going to say, let's just say we're going to buy this massage kit right here. So we're going to click on this. There's only one for this one. We're going to add it to the cart. And here we go. Now that we've done this, we're going to click on view cart. So now that we've got this, notice we have 2 items here. We can adjust everything, continue to go to checkout. Now notice all the pages that we've got here for this. So this right here is just kind of where I'm just not going to finish going through the rest of it here. You can understand once you go through checkout, I don't want to sit back and fill out all the fields here that we have to go through. But once you fill this stuff out, you will go through the cart, go through the finish, checkout page, and then finally the thank you page. So all of these things get included inside of this with your online store. And this is how you would able to build everything and get everything set up. So this right here is sort of the beginning part of how you actually do this. Now, tell you what, let's go ahead and just do the completion on this so we can kind of see what happens on the back end for this. And then right now we'll also look at some of the automations to put in place if you want to capture the sale and then begin doing something with the sale afterwards for fulfillment or things like that. So let's go ahead and just fill this out. We'll just use some fake information here since we've got it in test mode. So give me a second here. 1, 2, 3, Main Street. Country. And again, this is a part of the stuff that you have to go through to get all your products checked out. let's just do Beverly Hills. I think that's what it is, and just California. So now that we get down here, because we're in test mode, we can just use the test card, and we'll get this set up here. So we'll do this, click make payment. Notice that it's in test mode here, so I'm not a robot for this, and make the payment. So hopefully we get this done. Now we get the thank you page that goes through. Thank you, Johnny Smith. You received your order confirmation. Here's the details of everything. Here's the shipping information that they have for any of the products that they've captured, and then you can continue shopping. So that right there is sort of like the whole process in a nutshell. Now let's hop back over here real quick and go into the automations area. Now, with the automations area, I've just got a folder here created called Online Store. And then if you wanted to, you could just do like a website order. Again, this is just basic stuff. This is no different than if you already have a product sale on your particular site or funnel. But if you just come here to trigger, you're going to be doing just an order form submission for that. And then you're going to just choose the filters and funnel, choose your website for that. Submission type is going to be your sale. And then that right there could be your trigger that you can start your workflow for whatever you want to have happen after each particular sale is completed. And then once you do that and you come into your payments, you should be able to come in here and look at your orders. Notice that you've got orders here from Johnny Smith for this one. Here's the status. Now here's the cool thing about it. Status is unfulfilled. So this is where, when you talk about fulfillment, if you do have things like physical products that you need to ship out, you can come here and take a look at your order. And down here, if you take a look at it, for your fulfill items, you can go through and do your fulfillment. And this is where you can sit back and include like your tracking number and things like that. For anything that you ship out, you can include any of this other stuff and then notify customer once you put that in there. Then they get an email updated whenever you have gotten the fulfillment done and you've already, whatever shipping company you use, out there, you've placed the order, you've got a shipping number, you're going to come back in here now and fulfill that, update that, and then the customer is going to get an update, and then it's going to say product has been shipped on there, and then from that particular point, they will have a tracking number, and everything is good to go. So that right there is just sort of how all of this stuff can get tied together regarding your online store. Guys, I appreciate you hanging in with me. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but this is several moving pieces and a little bit more, I guess, complicated setup because you are setting up an e-commerce store. But overall, if you take a look at it, products, collections, click the button for online store, your pages get created, change the header, update the collections a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot when you think about it here. I mean, you could probably get an online store up within 15, 20 minutes, if you have all the products and everything else in here. And again, you could pull all those products from Stripe if you already have them in there. Just pull them in there and you're good to go. So, hey guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please click the like button, subscribe, leave me a comment, all those good fun things, because YouTube really pumps up my channel whenever you guys interact and do things in the video, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much and have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking to learn more about the GoHighlevel system, platform, and maybe you even want to start your own software as a service company, click on the description below. I offer a free course, and this course goes over all the things you would need to know regarding Highlevel. I even teach you 8 ways that you can make money with a Highlevel system with no experience, no tech skills, and no money out of pocket. Check out my link in the description below, and have a great day.